Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Albion Online. We are literally on the verge of making our 40 million right here. So we're doing pretty good. I think we're pretty well on track. Things should go pretty good pretty soon. What are we gonna do here? Because it is Sunday and the faction warfare did just come in. So I get an extra 114,000 and points. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to claim all of these. Gets me promoted back to Paragon. That's pretty good. I'm at Paragon. So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to buy all of these chests. 23 of them. We're going to open all 23 of these chests. Perfect. Accept all of that. And we're going to, we're 38.6. 39.1. I still have a couple more chests that I couldn't open yet. That's fine. Let's go sell all these materials off. We'll have our books. And we can go read a whole bunch more books. We are very close to, we're 20 million. We're almost at the 25 million. We can almost max out 120 on our staff. Sell all this stuff off. Sorry I wasn't able to make any videos sooner. There's a bunch of family stuff I had to take care of and the work I had to take care of. I was playing a little bit in the morning. On Netflix, they brought out one of my old-time favorites, which is Band of Brothers, and I had to watch the first couple episodes, so I was running around grinding a little bit while watching Band of Brothers because I like war movies. They are fun to me. It's a good history lesson, and there's a lot to learn from those type of movies, my own personal opinion. Now, obviously it's not a kid movie, so, but there's a lot to learn. You learn from history, because history, what happens with history? History tends to repeat itself all the time. Like even now, or the situation we're in now, it's a repeat of what's happened in the past. And as long as you prepare and learn from it, then hopefully you're a little bit more prepared for whatever comes. Alright, let's eat these last two chests. Let's sell this rest of the stuff off. We get a whole bunch of books. We have some more silver. I think this already takes us right up to the 40 million. And we're at 4 days still left. So we can probably go grind a little bit more. We'll see how that goes. Tier 6, Tier 7, and Tier 8 books. 39.2 million. And we bought a whole bunch of other stuff between. So we've made more than the 40 million mark. Definitely. Definitely has happened. Alright, let's go over here. Let's go to our island. Let's see what we can read. Because I really stopped wearing a lot of the leather. I do want to finish out the Stalker's jacket. I think we'll wear those. And I do want to wear some spike gauntlets. Let's read 3 of those and 5 of these. And let's wear the next gauntlets. And let's read another 5 of these. And we're gonna come over these. That seems good. Now we'll wear these gauntlets. Move these over. And then we'll read a whole bunch more of these. Switch it back to spike gauntlets. Switch it over. Read the rest of those. Let's check where this is landed. This is level 90 already. That's pretty good. I could max out the rest. It'll take me 2 million to max out the rest. That's pretty close. What about the boots? Is that a 48, 47, 40? My boots that I'm wearing right now? I think I have the Grave Digger boots. We probably should wear... That's level 50. 52. Oh, the royal boots. Should probably wear a set of the royal boots. So put this back with the royal boots on. What about the Stalker's Hell hood? Where did that land? Alright, we probably should wear this one, the mist one, and or the royal. So let's put this one back. Let's read the royal. Let's eat the last 5 books. That will get us pretty good up there. Alright, we put these set back on. Rewear my main equipment. This landed at 91. Cool. 52 there. Battle braces are getting up there. Pretty good, pretty good. And 39.2. We just ate all of our faction points. There's 6,000 left there. It's not bad.
I can get you anywhere.
Come back to Fort Sterling. Let's check the faction warfare map. Ooh, it is a good time to fight this back, actually. They're already fighting this back. But it doesn't have any stars, so it's not really super duper worth it. But I need to get my faction points back up. Plus to keep my Paragon, why not? Let's get out there and do some faction warfare. When you see them push that far, it's always good to push back just a little bit. Let's see where's the fastest way. I'm in here, so northwest. Yeah, that would be perfect. And you'll see right here, if I put on my main gear, what has changed is I get a tiny bit more hit points by the atom power, so 3,747, because I'm leveling up these other ones, so these item powers are going up. Now to break it even higher, Carnshaft Devil, hi Tiny. Hey! Hello and welcome. Do you play Albion Online? Or interested in the game? Either way, thanks for stopping by and chatting. I'm literally only got 4 days left. There's a bunch of other games that have been on my mind that I want to actually look at and try, and or I may even... Let's disengage this guy. Got him. You saw how he had thorns on him? So with the heal, even though he went invisible, I did damage, took him out. I found you playing solo aesthetics yesterday. Didn't think I'd find you live. So, normally this is around the time I can play. I put my kids to bed. I put my kid to bed. I fed them dinner or wash them everything. This is normally around the time I can actually play. On average, on normal. Took that guy out too. I don't know, you just stand there, you're gonna get yourself killed for sure. Yeah, this is the time I can play. I normally try to play during the day too. It just depends on work and life and how everything is going. I'm just a normal working dad. Also taking care of my kid. He doesn't go to daycare, so I watch him all the time. So, just play when I can, whenever I can. I would have streamed more this morning, but I was saying in the beginning, cool stream, I'm going to watch it. Oh, Caleb Gaming number 1. Hello and welcome back again. Yeah, I just stream when I can. This morning, I even mentioned in the beginning of the stream, Band of Brothers finally made it to Netflix. I know I already have copies of it and everything, but I was like, oh, it was nostalgic for me to watch it. So we're kind of just watching that and grinding out more money. I was trying to reach the 40 million mark, which I guarantee I already did once the other stuff sells, before I reached my 4 days of premium ends. That's kind of where I started out. I started around the 40 million mark when I started them 30 days ago. Now between that time, I've bought a whole bunch of tier 8.4. And I've bought a bunch of other things like this mage sandals and mage coil, and I've geared up some other people and helped them out. So I've made more than the 40 million, but I just wanted to, if I do stop playing after the 4 days, to have at least 40 million so that it's double whatever the cost of premium was. See, that's 20 million again. So in case when I do come back, I'm just going to spend whatever the amount of millions it takes to buy a 30 days of premium again. I think even 40 million is probably not going to be enough because I quit for several years before I came back. So we will see. And or I might just keep playing. There's been a lot of people that have been supporting and really wanted to see Albion Online content. Honestly, when I pulled Albion Online open, I opened up the game and it says, let's play Albion Online today and stream it and see what happens. I didn't expect the amount of people to actually come and enjoy the type of content that this brings. Because literally, you could go to Twitch, right? And you can do the Twitch drops, and you can watch Twitch people that are actual people that endorse the game, and you can get Twitch drops and like cosmetics and stuff. My channel doesn't have any of that. I'm just playing the game for me. I'm not sponsoring Albion Online. I just play it because I enjoy it. And then people ask me, well, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? And I've had to make a lot of different streams explaining why I don't use the shadow color, why I don't use the curse staff, or why I don't play a certain way or do certain things. Because I enjoy the game doing it the way I'm doing here. I like faction warfare. I like group dungeons. I like static dungeons. I like to wear high tier gear. And I like to very much specialize in nature staff, which I've done. And I've heavily focused. I focused so much, I literally have everything at 100. And I was trying to get this to 120. But to get to 120, I need 25 million. And I'm so close. 8 million silver to do that. So, very soon. This stuff looks so cool. What are you doing in the game? So, a little bit of everything. Somebody left a comment on one of my short videos saying that it wasn't PvP. PvP is player versus player, meaning real players versus real player. It doesn't matter if it's in the black zone, red zone, yellow zone. Anything where you're playing versus real players is technically considered player versus player. That's what PvP stands for. Now, if you're thinking of PvP where you lose everything, that's still PvP as well. It's just a different type of PvP, right? But I enjoy player versus player in the content that Albion Online brings. I think of Albion Online, when I want to reference Albion Online to someone who's never seen Albion Online, I reference it to League of Legends, because a lot of people know what League of Legends is. Now, some people don't know what League of Legends is, right? Because maybe they've been off the grid for a long time. Or Defense of the Ancients, Dota, that's what it used to be called. It originally started with Warcraft 2. And Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, that type of... No, Warcraft 2, sorry. Warcraft 3 scenario, where was Defense of the Ancients, which is called Dota. I originally started off there. And then... But anyways, for reference for Albion Online, just think of it as an MMORPG League of Legends. That's the best way to reference it. Think of it combining World of Warcraft, combining with League of Legends, and that's Albion Online. Now, there is a lot of references to other different types of games for Albion Online as well. If you've ever heard of RuneScape or played RuneScape, it took those concepts from it. And then it also takes olden day school games as well, such as like MUDs, multi-user dungeons, and smacked it into the middle of this game. You're gonna go Scythe? Yeah, that's the thing about this game. Caleb Gaming #1. There's so many weapons and so many different things. Everybody's gonna tell you to choose this or choose it. And when you constantly switch weapons, and this is the time to experiment. Like, you're still new to the game. Experiment with a whole bunch of different weapons and really decide what you want to play. And then if you really want to get good at it, like how you see those people that play and are really good or really strong, is you have to hyper focus in one. I hyper focus in nature staff. And it would take me months and months, if not years, to switch to something else. If I were to switch to Curse Staff and Hyper Focus and Curse Staff, it would take me a very long time to specialize in it. Hey, Honor Gentlemen, and welcome back. This game is the more you spend time and focusing in more and whatever it is you decide to go with, the more powerful and stronger you become. So I know people watch my content and they see my nature staff and they see how powerful it is and they think about changing to it. If you can't dedicate the months and months and months it takes to specialize in it, you will not be able to be as strong. You can still do the same things I do, but it just won't feel as strong. You won't be able to do the same things because I've hyper-focused in specifically plate boots, leather armor, and a leather helmet, and nature staff. I hyper-focused this, and I already leveled up all my offhands in every single category to 100. So all of the torch is at 120, and all the offhands are at 100, right? I didn't just focus them, I literally hyper-focused in offhands. All of these, this is 117. I could easily take this to 120 if I wanted to. It doesn't cost that much. And then I hyper-focus, and these are all 100. All my shields, right here, they're all level 100. 120 right here because you get the 0.6 bonus. 100, 120. So I hyper-focus in offhands for my nature staff. So if at any time I want to use a different offhand, I can switch to any of the offhands, and I'm already specialized in them. So that's the kind of time that I've spent in this game and why I can do the content that I do. And why when I engage in other players fighting me, a lot of them don't stand a chance in a 1v1 fight. Unless they're as hyper-focused as I am in whatever that they built, whether they're using axes or curse staff, their chances of winning, even if they're wearing a full set of tier 8.3 or 8.4 gear, their chances of winning are not as high because I've hyper-focused very heavily in my build. It's the same thing like my brothers. So Dalao and Barich, 766 million fame, 732 million fame. I'm not even close to them. But they've hyper-focused in many different builds. So Barich hyper-focused in mace and hammers. So I guarantee he's level 100 in every single one of those categories, as well as plate and everything else. Dalao definitely hyper-focused in swords. And when you hyper-focus and you specialize that and you face somebody else, that's why when you see us in the PvP arenas and everything, we take a lot less damage and we do so much more. Because we're hyper-focused. And I'm just trying to insinuate that. I mean, I know you want to pick Scythe, Kayla Gaming. I'm just trying to insinuate where whatever you choose to play, again, mess around with whatever you want to play with. Once you decide, hyper-focus in it, and then you'll enjoy the game even more if you dedicate the time. Yeah, and see, so if you're doing in the curse staff, you hyper-focus in it, you will be able to dominate somebody in a 1v1. Like if somebody is hyper-focused in curse staff in all the categories, and I face them 1v1, their chances of winning are very high. Because a curse staff is really powerful in a 1v1, even in a group setting. Curse staff is very powerful. So those people that do hyper-focus, it is a challenging fight. But I do stand a small advantage because A, I have my E key, I can heal. B, I can snare them when they're not expecting the snare. And it does damage. So even if somebody's doing their curse staff and they're trying to win, well, normally they have an undead cape, right? And they're counting on it and they go invisible. I hit the E key and I snare them and I do damage to them and it normally wipes them out. I even showcased it here in the stream where that one guy, he went invisible and I hit him with my E key. You can't do that with a curse staff. Now, hey Legendary Gamers, hey MLP, welcome. Welcome. I'm just trying to get my fame back up here. Just doing a little bit of faction warfare. I need to get up to the 40 million. This guy just spawned. He's running away. Just let it go. He's still invincible. There's no way you're going to catch him when he melts up and leaves. I know everyone keeps calling me T-I-N-Y, but it's actually TLNY, and people usually call me Tilney, but I go by Tiny as well. That was my original game name back in the early 1990s. Because I always played typed it out as Tiny. But what happens is in most games, most people use the name Tiny, so that's where I switched to Tilney, TLNY. And that's why, so if you're ever searching for me on YouTube or whatever, it's actually TLNY, Tilney. But I go by both. I've just noticed that TLNY is not taken as much as Tiny is. So that's just the default name I always go to now is TLNY. But Karn Shaft Devil, thank you for joining, and thank you for seeing my stream yesterday and then seeing me today too. I kind of just live stream every day, whatever game I'm going to be playing. I can't guarantee I'll keep playing Albion Online, but with the amount of people that keep watching my content, I might do another 30 days. But there was this other game that was creeping up that I did want to try out. Plus, the people have been begging me to do some more Cosmic Tier content, so I do have to do that too. Anything that intrigues me? I like survival games, I like MMORPGs. My favorite type of games are real-time strategy games. So games like Company of Heroes, Company Heroes 2, StarCraft, Warcraft. Those are the games that I actually excel at the most. Now, every time I've tried to put a game like that up there, such as I have a game that I put up there which was Battleforge. It didn't go so well, but you know, I was still new to YouTube. So I might make another attempt at real-time strategy games to showcase. I think of like Albion Online, kind of like real-time strategy games as well, but you're just controlling one person. Yeah, I'm really big in real-time strategy. Those are my favorite. I mean, I got so much into it. So when Warcraft 3 first came out, the original, way back in the day, the very first thing I did was I went in and I did PvP, and I did 3v3s. I was so into Warcraft 3 that I was literally got all the way up, and I was ranked around 7th or 8th in the world when the game first came out. I got even to a point where I made a brand new account. I had 46, I think it was around 46, 44 wins, 0 losses, right? And it was just, I was way too competitive. I was going way too much into it. And I got to a point where in Warcraft 3, when you play the game, or how it was originally, I'm sure it's still this way too. And I know they have Warcraft 3 Reforged now as well. When you play the game, right, they're going southwest. Okay, I see why they're going southwest. When you play the game, you have your teammates, right? 3v3. If a teammate leaves, you can control all of their units and all of their resources. So as I was playing, and I had my 46 wins, 0 losses, and you could stat people and look at people's scores. I had a teammate, 2 teammates, okay? They both leave the game. And the other team's like, you should just leave the game. And so they hero rush me in the very beginning. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, man, I still win. And the other teams are like, no, you should just leave the game. You know, you're going to lose the game. It's 1 versus 3. You're not going to win. And all I did was I typed one word to them. I said, just watch. So they come in, they hero rush me. Hero rush my main encampment. And luckily my main encampment was the Orc encampment. Orc encampment in Warcraft 3, you can easily just jump into these little huts, and you can protect all your peons. Plus, you can build watchtowers and stuff for little archer towers. So that helped out a lot with defense. And so they hero rushed me, and I stopped it. And because I played random all the time in Warcraft 3, I could do all the different races. So one of the ones was orcs. Well, I was playing orcs, and then there was humans and night elves. And so because I was really good at real-time strategy games at the time, I was much younger at the time too, so I didn't have such hard corporate tone syndrome, and my hands could actually work faster. I'm much older now, and so my hands don't work as fast on a competitive level. But that being said, the game played out, and I literally defeated all three of them, and all they could say was good game. And I wish back then I actually recorded it and kept that gameplay. But that was where when and then I got to 47 wins, and then I played the next game, and the very next game, one of my teammates leaves at the beginning again. So I start controlling the other teammates. Okay, and I'm not watching what my third teammate's doing. But what he does is he'll build up the game, and it's basically 2 versus 3. My other teammate does nothing at all. He's just sitting there building, building, building. He's humans. He builds a bunch of knights and paladins and everything. Anyways, as I was about to defeat the last person, it's 2v3 at this whole time. My other teammate did nothing. He just sat there. My other teammate goes, and I'm not watching. He starts attacking his own building, destroys all of his own buildings, destroys all of his resource gatherers, his peasants, all of the buildings, destroys all of my teammates' buildings, and destroys all of my buildings and all my peons. Now, because he's my teammate, there's no notification saying, oh, you're under attack, because your own teammate's attacking it, right? Anyways, I check back, and by the time I actually realize that he's destroyed everything on my side, he types, haha, you lose now, and then he leaves the game. I have no way of recovering. I have no builders. I have no way to actually do anything. And so my own teammate, so basically it was 2 versus 4, and the other guy was secretly hiding behind it to beat me because he just wanted me to have a loss. At that point, that's when I stopped playing ranked games in Warcraft 3, and I just completely stopped playing. I mean, I didn't stop playing Warcraft 3, I just stopped playing on a competitive level. I played with my brothers and friends, but I stopped playing any competitive. Yeah. It was... that's when I was just like, we were 3v3, we were on the same team, you could have gotten a win, but instead you forcefully wanted us to lose on a ranked match just because I had 47 wins and 0 losses. That's when I was just like, I didn't even want to bother. It's not sexy to fight this. Are they still fighting? They're not fighting up there. Now.
The storm will break your spirit. This land is under my protection.
Yeah, we were an organized group coming in, but they're gonna fight their way back. See how this blob's over here and this blob's over here. See how they're coming in now. So the best thing for me to do is throw down a pattern, like a wall, just like this, and let them walk into it. And we're gonna come to this side. Let's block the entire entrance. Let's try to stop this guy. Let's see if we can filter anybody outside of this. Gonna root him. He ran away. Big. Chase after these guys. Put another thorns here. Hit him with this. Both these guys are gone, most likely. Hit the roots right there. He's gone there. Hit him with thorns. We're gonna try to hit as many as we can with that. Now this guy's right here. Hit him with this, and hit him with that. I missed. Or root him with that one. Hit the R key now. We have to be wary because there's a lot of them there. We're going to back out a little bit. Now I'm running low on mana, so I got to be wary of what's going on. Hit him with this one. Your build can do any content, can't it? My build can do just about any content, yes. That's why I stay this one, regardless if I'm healer or not. Oh, I threw the thorn in the wrong spot. There, I got one with the E key. Alright. Completely out of mana. I'm just gonna start whacking people. Get some mana back here. Because I need mana. We'll throw down one Q just to mess with them. Throw another one here. This guy's trying to run away. This blob's definitely moving forward. Moving forward this way. I'll just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Getting my mana back. I'm purposely saving mana for when we get into a bigger fight. So we're just running at him right now. Okay, some people are sprinting. I'm going to go big and go run after them too. Take out that healer. That's good. I think we're going to shift to the right there. The team's going to split, so we got to be wary of what's going to do what. Looks like we're going to go back. I'm going to mount up just so I'm not in the back. Let's run back into the middle. Just remember now, Camshaft Devil. Remember how I insinuated on hyperfocus? Just because you see what I'm doing doesn't mean you can absolutely do it at the very beginning. You can, just not at the same level. I've spent many months and years doing it. So we're backing up, we'll make another wall there like this. We'll hit them with the E key. You gotta be careful. We're gonna go over here at the E key. Oh no, we didn't hit anybody. I know everybody's backing out. Are we running? I think they're running. I'm gonna hit the A key right around. I'm gonna go big. Let's actually get back to the. Let's get back into here. And we'll resupport here. Onto the wall. We'll throw down over here like this. So we'll hit them all with that. We're gonna hit them with this one like this. Now they can't pull me into there. That's fine. They're gonna stay closer to the walls. I'm gonna hit the R key now. G key. There's too many of them. I'm gonna back out as best I can. My cloak's gonna pop. Or not. Cloak didn't pop. That's okay. We're gonna get out. Nah, that's not good. He's still gonna come after me. We're gonna hit the A key now. So that's why I faked him. So you saw I was going that way. As soon as I hit the potion, I ran straight at him because he thought it was going that way. And that's how you fake somebody out thinking you're still running that way. But I actually went the other way. Now this is the way I got out instead of actually dying. Now there are definitely too many people in the zone. It looks like we're gonna zone out. I'm not gonna run into that mess and get dismounted. Yeah, that happens. That's you just have to learn to do that. If I didn't fake him out that way, then he would have got me for sure. So we're just gonna try to get out of here. We're gonna go out the northeast exit because they're just out. They have too many people, and we don't have enough. Well, maybe we'll regroup in the next zone. Let me just check to see what other warfare is going. I think grouping up with this group up here, if there's another group, would actually be good. So we'll see. See you later, Legendary Gamers. Thanks for stopping by. What weapons can you do that skeleton dungeon solo? So the weapons that I see most commonly used for soloing are axes, curse staff, and nature staffs. That's what you see most commonly. Now, can you do it with other things? Yes. But the most go-to and most common ones are those. And more common than anything is axe. Axe is the most common to solo dungeons. Curse Staff is good for just straight up damage and soloing as well. Nature Staff is not as common, but is very powerful if used correctly. You have to play it right? It's a different mindset, it's a totally different play style. Because most nature stats for the E key, in fact all of them, do not do damage. Only the regular one-handed nature staff, where the E key, if you have 3 thorn charges on them, does damage. And it does, for me, 648 magic damage. Because my item power is literally at 1983. That's why it does so much damage. Like 648 magic, 88 magic damage is actually a lot of damage. It also snares them, which is huge, which a lot of people are not prepared for, is when you can snare them. Now I see right here, nobody's really fighting. Let's just double check this one. This is not fighting one either. So we're just going to exit out through Northeast and we'll come back to Penuchef. And then we could just do some more static content. So unless the team's going to be over here, it would be very dumb of me to come over here and start attacking number 5 with that huge group that's literally 1 zone away. They'll come and swarm me and take me out. Unless somebody's attacking one right now. So somebody's attacking number 4. We're going to go see and explore how many people are over there attacking number 4. We might get away with at least capturing 1 or 2 of these. But I do know that there's that large group 1 zone away, and they just have to come up here and just swarm us. And I don't want to just get knocked out and die for no reason at all. So we'll come to see what the people are doing over here. It looks like somebody was just playing around, because it's not being attacked anymore. Or is it? I can hear battle. No, all the guards are still there. I'm not going to attempt that. If there wasn't such a big group just 1 zone away, I would totally go and try to capture these, but knowing that they purposely want to do PvP, I'm not going to 1v 50 people or more. Yeah, I still have, so Legendary Gamers, I have it flagged so that the warning pops up if I try to walk into the red zone. I never made it so they never show me, because I've made the mistake enough times going into the black zone in full tier 8.3 gear way back in the day and just losing it all. I was purposely going into the black zone to go solo group dungeons. I was thinking I was going to be all safe and whatnot. I go into the group dungeon. I literally am about to clear a black zone group dungeon, and this huge group of 5 guys come in behind me, and they run me through the whole rest of the dungeon, and then they eventually get me. I wasn't able to get out, and then lost all my gear. And I was like, oh, great. So then I stopped playing for a little bit, and then I came back, and then I did it again with another tier 8.3 gear. I was like, okay, well, that was just a fluke. I'll try it again. Go back into the black zone again with tier 8.3 gear again. Do the exact same thing, and another group of 5 people come in right after me and take all my stuff. So I've lost 2 sets of tier 8.3 gear plus in the black zone, and that's where I was just like, well, I'm not doing that again. I've played this game a long time. Yeah, everybody does it at least once, I think. When you have the money and you know, if you play long enough and you're into it. So I got to this point, Camshaft Devil, where I have multiple accounts. And my accounts, now I don't play them anymore because they changed the system and everything. But I have my accounts literally sitting on boss spawns. So I have accounts literally spitting at the boss spawn of this one right here. And I had the exact timers where I'd camp them. And literally in like a 30-month period, so if you buy premium, and that's when premium was only like 3 or 4 million, you would buy premium for your account, my secondary account. Sit them on the chest spawn, and then if you camp it for a full 30 days, you can make over 50 to 80 million in silver. Now obviously it's boring to sit there the whole time, hours and hours, and just camp the boss as soon as it spawns and take it. But you could make around 50, 80 million in 30 days. That was back in the day before they made the change. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That doesn't exist anymore. Now it's 20 million or more. 3 million and even 3 million for premium was way into the game. Like the game was already, before you could even spend less to get premium. Yeah, 2017, the game was first released. Even in 2017, 3 million. I think it was even lower. I think you could even go premium for a million or less. I don't remember the exact amount. When the game first came out, I was fully into it. I was a founder. I had the founder subscription and everything. Like I still have the you can tell right here based on this faceplate right here. If you look at the appearance, I think it's this one. This is the original player ring. That's how you know you're a founder. The only way you can get it is if you're one of the original players, founders. And so that's why I have it up there. It doesn't look anything fancy, but it just shows that we've been playing for a long time back in 2017. I was really hyped for this game because I play a game, and I still do play a game. It's called Ultima Online. Really, really old people know what it is. I think of Albion Online like a more graphical but cheaper version of Ultima Online. Ultima Online is definitely a much more fleshed out game. There's much more to it. There was a point where I was even talking to people, and I probably will stream it at some point and go to Ultima Online. More mastery for Axe. How do you get more mastery for Axe? You can use books and or equip the other axe and level it up. I'm over here talking. I won't be able to fight that mob because that mob has too many different type of variety of guys. Oh, I'm still wearing my main set. We're just checking for chests now. How do you get more mastery for axe? Oh, you're going to sleep? All right. Thanks for chatting, Caleb Gaming #1. Thanks for being here. Let me wear this set. So mastery for axe. So if you watch the beginning of this stream, you notice I'll get a whole bunch of books from my faction warfare. And the beginning of the stream, I open up a whole bunch of faction chests and I get a bunch of books. You wear different gear, and as you wear different gear, you can level up. Because you can see right here, I'm leveling up these 3 different brawler goes. I haven't even used any of these, and I'm already level 48 here, 47 here, and 52 here. So I'm just leveling up different skills. So eventually, I'm gonna go and do battle bracers, or war gloves, whatever you call them. I'm not gonna specialize in all of them. I'm just doing the base 3, and then I'll play them out to just have fun, to do different things. And I'll do that for other weapons too as I go along. Because I've finally maxed out nature staff to a point where I'm probably not going to level it more past the 120. Once I get my main weapon, the one I always use, to 120. And so unless they change the E key for any of these to a damage, this is the only nature staff I normally use for damage. So I'm just going to get that one to 120. And the other ones I can wear for healing or other things. Plus, back in when the game first released, so for Camshaft Devil saying that I was rich, things didn't cost as much as they cost now. So you can make millions and millions from chests. And then they changed the code too, where if you loot the same chest multiple times over and over again, the loot reward becomes less and less. And so after they changed that code, that's when I stopped camping with a whole bunch of alt accounts. Because the money became a lot less. They made it harder for people like me to make money. And so then I just stopped camping chests. And the only reason I play now is when my brothers get on, like the Lao, and they play and they want to go do some content, I get on to go play with them. They know where they can play more during the summer. Right now it's not summer, so their work days and my work days, they just doesn't tie between. Because I'm on the continental US and they're in Hawaii. So our time zones just don't match. I need to eat roast pork. I don't want to waste my hard key, but this Rex is not a smart idea to do that. pull that one. I didn't want to. This little rat falls way too far. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what other game. How did you learn about Albion to become a founder? Well, these are the type of games I like. So when I heard that this game was coming out, I was like, oh. They did a lot of advertisement too. Like when back in 2016, 2015, they did a lot of advertisement for a game that was very cross-platform that you could play both on phone and then both on your actual PC or whatever how you want to play it. And because I play games like Ultima Online, Albion Online, Ultima Online, RuneScape, those type of games, and even League of Legends. Like I was big into League of Legends as well. I got my brother to play League of Legends, and then he became super competitive. But we're now both old, and we don't play on a competitive level. But he always kept asking me, "Come back and play, come back and play." Like he was so big into it. He got ranked really high up. I don't even know what he was. He was ranked very, very high. But I just, yeah. I tend to play all different types of games. But I was really thinking of switching to a real-time. I gotta do at least one real-time strategy game. My only concern is if I start getting really big into real-time strategy games, I don't know if my hands can keep up. Like even when I'm playing Albion Online, sometimes I have to rest my hands. Because I've had carpal tunnel syndrome since I was 12 years old, and it's only gotten worse and worse. But I still play games every day, so that's why I stream. I try to stream every single time I'm playing. That's my goal. Unless I'm doing something else, because I can't stream and watch a movie at the same time, because then the audio gets placed over while I'm watching a show. But normally I just mindlessly come in here and I grind. And what I was watching just this morning, because Band of Brothers came out on Netflix, I was like, oh, I love this movie or this HBO show, TV series, so I had to watch the first 3 episodes of Band of Brothers. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of it all, work decided to message me, so I had to work for a couple hours. Something started falling apart, so I had to go in there and fix it. Normally I don't work Saturday and Sunday, but if work calls, then work, you gotta do your work. Those bats are always annoying. I don't even know why I'm fighting this. I need to go out and check the other side. I'm gonna get rid of this generator though. I wanna get rid of the bats. Get rid of that bat generator. That way if a chest does spawn here, it makes it easier to go get. Alright. Let's recall out. Let's check the north. I'm actually surprised Pen Uchaf, which is where I'm at, is so heavily farmed. But it is Sunday, so Sunday night. Normally I can walk into Pen Uchaf and nothing, like every single chest is spawned and you can pick up every single one. Have I been talking while I've been muted the whole time? Has it been silent this whole time? I do apologize. I was coughing and I muted myself to cough, and I probably didn't unmute myself, so I apologize. I've been talking this whole time. And I was talking muted. No, I'm not a high mighty streamer. I doubt I may ever get to that. Maybe someday it might come up, but I'll still be the same person. Just a dad, just a worker. Just do whatever I can with whatever I got. Just an ordinary person. So I play when I can, stream when I can. And if I can't stream, then sometimes it's work. I don't know if you got to hear that I had to work today. I was muted, or I may have been coughing. I'll just try not to mute and just cough into the mic if I have to. Oh, okay, good. Just your average Tom and Joe. And I don't think I'll ever, like, endorse games for free stuff. I'll tell how it is, how I like a game or how I don't like a game. I don't see myself changing for anything. Even if somebody were to offer me money or something, I'll just be like, no. I play a game because I like a game. I'm not going to play a game because you pay me money. If the game's good, then I'll play it. If the game's not good, I'll say it's not good and I won't play it. Because, you know, life is short. Play games that you like and enjoy. And that's what other people told me too for live streaming. Because when I started streaming Albion Online or something else or other type of content, because I was considering other content, they're like, just stream whatever you like. And I was like, okay, that's me. I'll just play whatever I like. I don't stick with the same game for forever, and I don't plan to stick for the same game forever. But play a game that I like, and if other people enjoy it, then they'll come and watch. So when I'll just start a history for my job, because I do a lot of different things. So I was a chef for 5 years. I worked as construction. I'm a certified journeyman electrician for the state of Hawaii. I worked as an electrician for 8 years. And then moved to the mainland. I've always wanted to do and work into computers. I built my own computers. I was in the day and age of Atari, Amiga, all those type of older day computers as I was growing up. I always owned a Mac. I always owned PCs. I built my own PCs when I was a kid. I helped other people. And so now what I do now, and then back in 2020, I learned and I self-taught myself for the first time LPC. So LPC is a coding language. It's basically C languages for programming games. And then I built and pre-programmed a MUD that I love. MUD, it stands for Multi-User Dungeon, Multi-User Dimensions. So what I do now basically is think of me more as a programmer, support, / consultant for big companies. And I work from home. That's the best way to describe what I do now. But I came a long way. I've done I've done hard work. I've done hard labor. I've done construction. My grandfather used to build houses, and other things like that. So I learned a lot of different skills. I learned plumbing skills. My mother and father taught me how to be a farmer, growing my own food. I always had a really green thumb. So I grow lots of different things. I just try to do what I can. But self-teaching yourself how to be a developer and to build stuff really came out of love and joy. So when I built my own MUD, or reprogrammed is a better way of saying it, reprogrammed it from the ground up. So literally I took code back from the 1993s and it was completely destroyed. But because I had this drive and I wanted to replay this game, MUDs are what you open up a command line. So in Windows, if you open up a command line, you type in telnet, you can connect to a MUD. And at some point I do want to stream the MUD I have and stream it because I rebuilt it from the ground up. And I literally had to learn code and I stared at it for months and months and months. And the main reason I did that because I had played a MUD for, and I'm just going to say the name of it. The name of the MUD was Dark Mud. DARKEMUD. And I played this MUD for well over 33 years. Okay? Now, a part of the MUD that they describe in it, they say you cannot play more than one account. Now, me being the way that it was and how I enjoy playing MUDs, that MUD particularly, because in that MUD, just like how Albion Online, and this is why I say Albion Online takes the content of it, in muds, you could build all your own gear. You can craft all your gear. But even far more level, you can add enchantments, you could add ruins, you could add all different type of things and make your gear fully customized for you the way you want. But muds are full text-based game. There is no graphics. It's all just text. But anyways, 33 years I played this mud called Dark Mud. And then they eventually caught me, right? I have 30 something plus accounts. And they caught me and they IP banned me so I couldn't play anymore. And they ridded all my characters so I couldn't play anymore. And after that I was like, oh. And I just completely stopped playing muds. That was back in about 2018. And so for 2 years, I went and searched the mud for the code. I would search online for the code base to find if I could find the code. And somebody was lucky enough to paste the code in GitHub. And then I took the code, which was literally code from 1993, not the current 2018 version of it. And it was just all broken. And I had to learn to fix it. And so I literally spent a whole several years just back in 2020 during COVID time. Nothing else to do, so I learned to code an LPC and rebuilt the mud from the ground up. And then with that, helped me get a better job. Hopefully that gives you some sense of what I do. There are no chests. But I have 14,000 there, 21,000 there. Oh, thanks. Thanks for saying that I'm a cool person. It's nice to hear. Just a regular dad trying to do what I can. I didn't have a kid until I was well into my late 30s. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm just an ordinary guy that's worked, like even when I was doing construction work. So back in the day, living in Hawaii, right? You have to work, like I worked 80-hour work weeks just to survive in Hawaii. I use the word Hawaii. Some people may not have heard it. I know somebody asked me about that before. Hawaii is the proper way of saying Hawaii. Most people know it by Hawaii. The W is a V in the Hawaiian language, and I do have native Hawaiian blood in me. So I pronounce it Hawaii a lot of times. But anyways, when I was working in Hawaii as an electrician, I had bought this lemon car. I didn't know at the time. It was one of the first cars I ever buy, right? Buy a car, spend all this money, all excited about it, and it breaks down. And then you spend all this money trying to fix it up. I had no money, right? And I'm working as an electrician, so I had to carry all my tools and walk 5 miles to work. And then after you finish work, I had to walk 5 miles back home carrying all my tools again. That was not fun, but I did it. And you had to work, and then I had to work 80-hour work weeks to survive. And you just have to do what you got to do to work. And so when you come from a background like that, and you're literally working, and even all these different things going on, you kind of learn for appreciation to really learn how to survive and do things for yourself. Like you hear all these other people and they say, oh, I have a good job, or I do this, or maybe it's too hard, or gas money, gas prices too high. I think back to myself, man, if you had to walk to work carrying whatever it is you had to carry, all your tools and supplies to get to work, and you did that for months and months because you couldn't even afford a car because your car broke down, you learn how to manage your money better and save money and learn how to make $1 go further. Right? Live off of ramen. Do whatever you can. Whatever you can afford. that's the kind of life I grew up with. Both parents always working. Like, I don't even remember my parents ever being home. Like, you have basically 3 different types of people in Hawaii. You have people that sit on the beach and do nothing. We call them bums, right? They just surf and do whatever, play around, have fun. Then you have the working class that work, 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 and they never go have fun. They never go surf. They never go to the beach, which is the category I was in. And then you have the third category, which people are just super duper rich, and they don't have to worry about anything. And they exist in Hawaii as well. And those are basically the 3 type of categories of people. Most people that I knew were the working class, and all we did was work, and we never had any time to do anything else. Except play video games at home when you had time. There's no chest over here. I don't think I went northwest. We'll double check it. But yeah, I didn't have a kid. My kid's literally really young. I had a kid right when COVID happened. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I had a kid when I was in my late 30s too, but you had a bunch of other kids to help you out. When you're in your late 30s and you have your first kid, it's actually very difficult because your energy is not the same back when you're in your 20s or even in your early 30s. Like, I have a lot of nephews and nieces, but when you're trying to take care of your own kid and you're sleep deprived, like, I can't go a whole night without sleep anymore. If I go a whole night without sleep, like back when I was younger in my 20s, I did a full 7 days, 7 nights, no sleep, no food, just straight water, just playing video games. That's how hardcore I was. It was a New Year's break. I had a week off. A game just came out, and I was like, oh, I got to be number 1 in this game. So literally, I spent 7 days, 7 nights, nonstop playing, and didn't eat any food. Don't recommend doing this. Do not do this. Okay, this is not healthy. But I was an addict, and I admit to it. And so I played and played and played, and I had to be number 1. Now, if I were to do even one night, something like that, at my age, no way. Can't do it anymore. Body doesn't stand up. Have to sleep every night. Your body just doesn't take it anymore. But when you're a kid and you don't know better and you just do whatever you want. Yeah. 7 days, 7 nights. And I did it to myself. Like, I had the opportunity to sleep. I had the opportunity to stop and not play. But I had to be number 1 in the game. And so I was. And I got to a point where the admins come in and they were looking, is he a bot? Is he botting? So they came in as a rat and tried to come in and talk to me. And I was like, no, I'm really playing this. I'm really here. Again, just reiterating, if anybody's watching this, do not do that, okay? You will not be healthy after 7 days and 7 nights of just straight playing games. Do not recommend it. To me, though, it was worth it. Because I'm just an addict. And I admit to it. Like, I don't know a single day since the day I could play video games, sick or not, where I didn't play any video games. That's how much of an addict I am. And my spouse hates that I play video games, but it's not something I'm ever going to give up. So she has to learn to live with it. There are really no chests. I am like, okay, there's finally a boss spawned. I was really surprised this whole time. We were running back and forth between this enhancing single chest or boss. I'm pretty sure we're 39.9. Literally almost at the 40 million. Alright, so now we're going to sprint past this. Run all the way up to this boss. Hopefully it's worth something. There's already somebody here. How? How, I ask? So somebody convinced me in my Discord channel, and I realized it myself after doing Twitch for a little bit. So I do have a Twitch channel and I was doing it. Twitch videos, if you're not subscribed and whatnot, only last for like 4 to 6 days or something like that. And then they delete the video permanently. We're here on YouTube. If I stream, the video was going to stay here. Plus, I had already started up on YouTube. So the main reason why I stay on YouTube and why I just keep streaming on YouTube is because I have more viewers, and the fact that when I stream it, the video stays there and it's not gone. But my original plan was to do Twitch and then to do... This guy's attacking this wizard. The wizard is the only one that's left. So if he kills the wizard first, then he gets the chest. So... See that wizard? Maybe I got it, maybe I didn't, we'll see. And also it's about maybe who opens it first. I've noticed that as well with the new code change. But yeah. Anyways, my original idea was to stream on Twitch, right? And then take the video and put it on YouTube. But the effort and time to do that, because it takes time to get to edit the video, convert the video, then put it on YouTube and upload it. I was like, this is going to take too much time to stream both on Twitch and then also upload and put it on YouTube. So I just picked one platform that says, here, YouTube. We'll just stream on YouTube for now. Maybe I'll go back to Twitch for whatever reason. The stream does actually show up better on Twitch. But the fact that they don't stay there forever, I was like, well, unless I'm recording it, unless I like take up a ton of hard drive space, because I already had terabytes worth of videos, I was like, I'm not going to manage all this. Because I already started deleting videos that are on my hard drive. Because it just was getting too big. So. I don't have all the money in the world to just buy hard drives after hard drives, right? Trying to save money during this economy, so. Just stick it on YouTube and let YouTube deal with all the storage. Hopefully that answers that question. Plus, the other thing about Twitch too is they always say you have to stream for a minimum of 2 hours, is what they're saying before anybody even starts watching. I don't normally have 2 hours to play all the time throughout a day. Like, if you notice, a lot of some of my streams, some are only an hour, some are only maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. That's all the time I got to play, right? And then on YouTube, I can stream for that time and then leave it up, and then it stays up there and people can still rewatch it at any time in the future, which is kind of actually how my streams have actually been doing a lot better in YouTube. So when I stream, most of my viewers come from after I stream, not during I'm streaming. And that's what I've noticed anyways. And then in Twitch, when I do it on Twitch, it's there's so many other people streaming. It only stays up for a couple days, and then they delete it forever, and then you no longer have it. And I was like, well, after I learned about that, that's when I stopped doing Twitch. Because then I would have to manage all my own videos, and I'm like, it's already enough. Enough doing one. It already takes up a ton of my time just doing just one platform like YouTube. And you know, sometimes you just want to log in the game and just play for a little bit, and then be done. make our way to Mauer Gorge or something. They made their way back over here. Pengarn. See, there's no stars. Not really worth recapping this back. But this would be worth it if the team's actually doing this one. It's too far away from me, though. I won't be able to get to it in time. Only 3 days left to premium. But after I sell all this off, I should be at my 40 million mark like I would plan to be. And then we can decide. So the next game that I was looking at, and I already bought it. So if anybody has been watching my Cosmeteer content, there's a game called Core Keeper. It's kind of like a mixture of Minecraft, Terraria, but top down. And I already bought it because I saw Hosip on my channel for our Cosmeteer content. Him and his friends are playing it. Hosip's from Korea. Or, I don't know if he's from Korea, but he speaks the Korean language. But he builds tons and tons of different ships in Cosmeteer. And I was looking at Core Keeper and I was like, that's the type of game I like. I like survival building, mining type of building game. So I bought it, and I actually need to make, I may not live stream it at the beginning, or I may do it. I've noticed that on YouTube, that you also, not only do you have to do live streams, but you have to create regular content as well. And live streams don't actually count as regular content. So I literally had to stop creating regular content as just live streaming, but then I realized if I still want YouTube to be okay, I need to create regular content. So maybe I'll still stream Albion Online and then do Core Keeper as regular content as a Let's Play? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I may just stream Core Keeper and be like, here's my first episode of opening the game. I haven't even opened the game yet, but I am excited to try it out. And then I also may go to Ultima Online, because I did keep mentioning Ultima Online. And I know there's a lot of people that have no idea what I'm talking about when I say Ultima Online. But if people like Albion Online, if you like Albion Online, I guarantee you, you would like Ultima Online. The learning curve is even bigger than Albion Online, but the content is far more than anything you can imagine compared to Albion Online. It's just, it's graphics-wise is not as cool as graphics, right? But the gameplay is spot on. But it is a very old school game. So if you've ever heard of like EverQuest or anything like that, think of it like that, as the day and age of EverQuest and RuneScape and those older type of games. Literally, like, you see a lot of modern days games come out and people compare it to older day games, because older games, even though the graphics is not as good, the gameplay is what mattered. And honestly, that's all people are really looking for nowadays. I mean, yeah, people are looking for graphics, and I really have to hit on this, and I'm not trying to brag on this game, right? I love Blizzard. I was a really huge supporter of Blizzard. But when they released Diablo 4, everyone's like, oh, Diablo 4 is so amazing. Let's play Diablo 4. So I went and I spent the $70-something to buy Diablo 4. I'm going to tell you right now, my first week in, I had to stop playing the game because I was bored. Me personally, okay? Like, I was like, what is this? Yeah, the graphics are cool. Yeah, they tried to merge a whole bunch of concepts in the game. But what a boring game. How could Blizzard make such a boring game? I was shocked. Well, I shouldn't be too shocked, but I was shocked at what they did. All they did was they just released this game that's like doesn't even compare to a lot of other games that are comparison. Like if you take Path of Exile, that's a game. It doesn't have tons of graphics like Diablo 4, but when you're talking about gameplay and replayability, that's the standard now. If you can make a game like Path of Exile, but put in Diablo 4 graphics, then you got a pretty good game. But if you can't compete with Path of Exile and all you're doing is graphics, you're going to lose out in the long run. And yes, there's this huge fan base for Diablo 4, and everyone, Diablo 4, Diablo 4, Diablo 4, and I look at the online different reviews and stuff, and I'm just like, no, it's not for me, I'm bored. Even my brother, too, who is big into those type of games, bought the game, and he even said he got bored of it. Like, you can even compare Diablo 4 to Albion Online. Albion Online is a better game than Diablo 4. In my own personal opinion. Everyone can say what they want. I'm just telling you for my own facts. For me personally, playing it wasn't a game that interested me. Another game that I actually did want to play too and showcase, but I was a little skeptical about doing it because I don't know if it's content that people could watch. But I got really, really big into a game like called 7 Days to Die. Now, I have seen some 7 Days to Die content online, but that's a game where I went really, really hardcore into it, and where I literally made all zombies sprinting at all times, day and night. And that's when the game really becomes a challenge. Now, I don't think I would want to stream something like that in the beginning, because then you really are just playing all sneak attack type of gameplay. But that is basically, I'm going to say that that game is basically the adult version of Minecraft. That's the best way to explain it. With zombies. And then I also got really big into Rust when Rust first came out. So we got big into survival games. Oh, I'm out of Rust port. Let's spread this over here. Let's pop the cloak. Oh, there's a chest over there. I saw it. Let's drop the aggro here. We keep our cloak. I don't know. I don't know what next game I should play. Company Heroes 2 sounds like a good one to play. I know there's Company Heroes 3 right now, but I saw a lot of online reviews of Company Heroes 3 and I was very disappointed. So it was on my wish list, but I never actually bought it. I'm waiting for them to fix the game. And or maybe I'll buy Company Heroes 3, I don't know. I'm thinking of it. We'll come back for that. We want to get this chest. I know I still have the Helion helmet on. Or maybe I'll keep playing Albion Online if I get enough people requesting saying, hey, I want more Albion Online content. Because it is free to play, as long as I don't go premium. And or maybe I'll go another 30 days of premium. But anytime I buy premium for Albion Online, I always feel like I have to play the full 30 days. Because I spent the silver for it. So I'm all thinking in my head, I gotta play what I paid for. We'll just clear these guys out. These would be a good thing. I think it's the same thing like if you were to play World of Warcraft or anything like that. You pay the money, and they suck you in, and then you have to, you feel like you have to play, even though you may not want to play anymore. Now, Albion Online is not that for me. I still like playing it. There's just other games that I do want to play too, that I want to dedicate time to. And I don't have hours and hours throughout the day to play. I only have a couple hours every day to play, so I have to just choose and decide what am I going to play. But I think Cosmeteer also is a good one too, because there's a lot of building. And I have a lot of people in my Discord channel that really want me to do the free chests. Sweet! And there's a chest in the middle. You know, if we ran around long enough. Let's grab this too, whatever this is. Just some boots. Now the question is, did someone clear all the way to it? They didn't clear these guys. We're just gonna fight them both. So they already cleared all those guys. Actually, I'm gonna run it past here. We're gonna drop the aggro for those other guys, then we're gonna run back. Now we're just gonna take the boss. Definitely people down here because they cleared it. And the chest spawned, but there's no mobs there. Another blue chest. It's free money. There we go. I'm at my 40 mil. Well, yeah, thank you for all the questions. Camjack Devil and Honorary Jinsuma. I think the most biggest intriguing thing about Albion Online, that enticed me the most, was the online being able to play on mobile. Another game is too that I also did want to actually showcase, but I stopped playing because he changed the game. It was called Dofus. And then they finally released it. I know when the game first came out, it's a French game. But man, I'm going to honestly admit, out of all the games I've ever played, Dofus and Dofus Touch, I have spent more hours on that game than any other game I can think of. And so I really would actually like to showcase it. But I'm hesitant to do it because they changed the game so much. When I say they changed the game so much, it's literally like you take a character build, and let's say for example you were a necromancer, right? And you could summon 50 guys. If the developers take the game and make it so you cannot summon 50 guys anymore, and can only summon one character, one big guy, and you only can control one guy, it would mess up the whole purpose of why you were playing the game, right? Well, that's kind of what they did to me in Dofus. That doesn't mean the game's bad. They just changed it to the way that I couldn't enjoy it anymore. So, I would love to go back to the game and showcase it, but it's definitely a very fun game. Dofus, you can think of it this way. Take the game of chess, merge it with World of Warcraft, and then you have chess and World of Warcraft combined together. And man, do you have a game, really. I mean, what more complicated strategy type of game like chess can you compare it to, right? What game can you think of saying combine chess and World of Warcraft and combine them together? How could you find a game like that? Bandit Assault's great for faction warfare. The thing is, you have to put on different gear and run up to the red zone and do it. So that's a great question, Camshaft Devil. Is it good for faction points? Yes. But you have to think of it this way. You see these stars right here? 1, 2, 3 stars? You only get more faction points based on the stars for the region you capture. So you see right here, Fort Sterling is attacking this one right here because you see Fort Sterling has 1. It's only 3 stars. You only get faction points for what you capture for here. So if you come over here like this, right? And let's say, for example, Limhurst just captured this one. And you're following on, you're recapping this. See how there's no stars? You don't get that many points. Same for here. There's only 1 star. You don't get that many points. So to get the most amount of points in Bandit Assault is to follow a group that goes for ones where you see where the stars are here and capping those ones. Like this one right here. This one right here. This one's worth a lot of faction points if you can cap it. Now, if you still capture a whole bunch of different things, you can still get a lot. But what really matters are these stars. And people don't pay attention to the stars. Like this right here, Pengarn. If Thetford makes his way back here and captures Pengarn, they don't get that many faction points. Same thing like if Fort Sterling. I'm in Fort Sterling, the white guys. If the white guys come over here and capture this one right here, it's 1 star. It's worth some points, but not a lot. We're right here, the main reason to capture these ones next to Thetford, see how it has 4 stars? These 4-star zones are worth a lot of faction points. They are totally worth capping. But the same thing applies to the red zone, or Bandit Assault. See how it just reached 4 stars? This is heavily worth capping if Fort Sterling can take it. So, how many faction points can you get in Bandit Assault? It depends on how many stars are there when you're looking at it. So if you really wanted to maximize how many faction points you can get for Bandit Assault, look at the map, see if a lot of them are not like this. See this one right here has no stars? Not worth capping. Or even trying to fight Limhurst. And then you have to make the critical decision right here. If your group starts merging over here and they come over here, is it worth it because does it have stars or not? Hopefully that explains you for faction warfare and faction points. And I guess the question is Bandit Assault best for faction points? You can get faction points for everything. You see right here, I'm not even doing faction warfare and I'm still getting faction points. I have enough faction points now to buy 2 chests. So, kind of just do whatever you want. You can also get faction points as well from not doing Bandit Assault, like just going out and capturing outposts. And that's where those stars, how I mentioned the stars, matter. Alright, no chest here, no chest there. We're gonna come over here, we're gonna hit the... Oh, this archer just engaged me. Hit the egg. Hit the A key and go out. Then we'll come back in. Trying to fill up our inventory at least. And I'm just like an ordinary person like everyone else. Like, I know nobody just stays fucking... There's a boss up there, so we're gonna get him. Like, people will play games, right? When have you ever played the same game over and over and over again for months and months and months? Unless the game is like really, really, really good. Albion Online did that to me when it first came out in 2017. But then after maybe like 6-7 months, you kind of want to play something else, right? And that's kind of how my YouTube channel is designed. So people that do subscribe and watch, I try to warn them, or at least if they look at my channel, they should see. I don't just play the same game over and over again. Maybe after a month, which is the 30 days for Albion Online, I may switch or I may keep playing Albion. But there'll be another game that I'll play that I enjoy, and I'll play what I like. Just like any other ordinary person. And then I'll teach and showcase whatever I learned from the game. And I mean, just like how, so I know Caleb Gaming #1, he says he wants to switch this guy, Scythe or whatever it is, the other weapon. I've tried all the different weapons too. Like when I saw somebody playing Arcane Staff, I was like, oh, I want to try Arcane Staff. So I leveled up an Arcane Staff. I learned a Witchworker Staff because I saw somebody doing really cool things with it. I got a level 52. And because I got a level 52, it still couldn't do anything amazing like how I saw that person did. And I realized, well, they were specialized in it. So me trying to switch to a whole nother weapon and spending months trying to level up, Probably not something I want to do. Or like, say for example, you see another cool weapon somebody does, like maybe their bow or maybe their other thing. Like even combat gloves. I'm leveling these. I try them out a little bit. I've seen other people do really well in them. I'll give it a shot, see what it's like. Since I've already leveled Nature Staff. And then I also really wanted to level up Axe because I saw so many people doing axes in dungeons. It's like, oh, I want to try that out. But again, I'm not specialized. So I can't do the same things as other people. I still do want to level Axe because it is better for soloing dungeons or soloing certain things. But Nature Staff can do it too. So I just haven't dedicated the time to specialize in the other different weapons yet. It just takes time. Well, it takes a lot of time. And I'm doing it not bad if I say so myself. Like if I come over here, I'm at 21 million combat fame. And I come over here and look at this, I'm at 180 million total fame. If you look at your own fame, look at what you're at if you play the game. And unless you're at 100 million, you'll realize just how long it takes to even get 100 million. And then when I come over here and I look at what my brothers did, right? You look at the Lao, 732 million. That's no small amount in the game, right? Or you look over here at Barrich, 766 million. That's no small amount. Like you look over here, there's this one person on YouTube who sent me a friend request, commented, which is this Rel person. They've been playing the game, they said, for 2 weeks. 2 weeks gets them 8.52 million. Right? If you think about that, every 2 weeks you get close to 10 million. So how many weeks did you play to get to where I'm at, right? And that's only if you're hyper focusing and trying to get millions and millions of fame. It takes a long time. You see no chest over here. We'll walk this way. And I'm purposely doing it this way. I know I explained it in another stream. So if you watch the other stream, you'll see why I zigzag like that. Because I'm looking for chests on purpose. While still fighting guys and getting fame here and there. I'm just relaxing and doing it. But again, normally I do this while watching a movie. Oh, there's a boss over there, so we're going to run and go get him. I'll watch a movie, or I'll listen to music. And I'll just grind away. Like after I do this, after the stream, I might grind a little bit more and watch more Band of Brothers. Because I'm enjoying it. The type of movie I like. The arcade right now. Get some life back. There we go. Now we can drop aggro. Alright, here we go. So you see what I just did, how I got my life back real quick and did different things? You can do that with Shadow Color Staff, but you don't do it as effectively. Plus you have downtime where you have to stop and you have to wait and do other things. Where here is the Nature Staff, I can just keep going. Maybe it's not as fast, but when it comes time to effort, right? Every second you spend sitting there waiting for your mana and your life to come back is time spent. But here I can just keep going. My downtime is a lot less. Because I have a heal and a damage. And that's why I couldn't switch to straight Curse Staff. Because yes, it is straight damage, it does more.
But the downtime, and I could feel it when I did dungeons or other things, because I have another character that has curse staff up. But it wasn't the same. See right here, I can heal and damage at the same time. My downtime's less, and I'm still doing a good amount of damage with it. Which allowed me to just keep going. See right here? I damage, look at their health. You see how they just drop? That's what the E key does when you have enough thorns in them. And it's great for PvP too. It really hits people very on it, and they're not expecting it. Alright. I think I went northeast. I think I gotta go southwest now. Which is my inventory? Oh, I'm mainly full already. We'll just check southwest real quick. See if there's any lingering chests near the entrance. There are none. Check a little bit on the inward side. Bound to be bosses spawn all the way in here. We'll just check. Let's hit him with all this. Healed up a little bit. Hit him with that. Drop a lot of that aggro. We can fight these guys somewhat. Get my life back up. Alright. Not that one, this one. Okay, we can go. Are there any chests? Are there any bosses down here? Seems like someone's already been down here. Just leaving a tiny bit of loot. There's the wrong key. I'm gonna sprint it. There's nothing down here. We're gonna drop aggro right here. We're gonna exit out of the dungeon because there's just no chests. We just checked all of them. No chests. It's good enough to be able to circle on the outside. No boss up there, that's fine. Switch back to my regular leveling up here. We'll go sell real quick. What did Plunder Jeff say in Discord? Wow, there's a lot of chat going on in there. He made a new ship. I'm not gonna lie, my Cosmeteer content has really kicked off a lot. And there's people in my Discord always asking to build all these new ships. So probably do have to at least showcase those, or I probably have to spend some time and make some more ships for them. Set this off. We're at a 40 million mark. Pretty good. Anybody have any questions about Albion Online or anything concerns or anything like that? Want to ask or address?
Stay honest.
Leave this bag silver. 40.1 million. Let's go do repairs and see what we're really at.
Let me guess. You need to
43,000. Sweet.
know where to find me.
Still at 18. We're at 18,000. That's a good place to basically just drop it. So we'll buy these last two
Report,
chests.
soldier. You served well.
We'll open them up. We'll store the books back in our bank for whatever we get. We'll eat these. Put these little books inside the bank. We'll store them for later. We got some of these focus ones too, so get rid of this. I think this is a good place to we can drop it. I know it's kind of late. It was kind of late for me, kind of late for everyone else. Again, I had to do some work, so I didn't get to stream as much as I wanted to stream today. But if you enjoyed this content, please feel free to smash the like button. It helps me out, helps other people get aware and see this type of content. If you enjoyed it, if you like, please go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. I learn from all of the above, regardless of whatever you let me know. It helps me out and helps me stream better and helps other people actually get to learn and grow. If you have not already, please feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay as well. Come back once a week, once a month. Check out what content I have, and or come back daily because I streaming daily. Do you know if essence farming is good silver? I don't even know what essence farming is. Essence farming? I'm Googling it. What is essence farming? I don't know the answer to that because I've never tried it before, Camshaft Devil. But I will see if I can research what it is, because again, I came back to the game. I literally opened up Albion Online and it says, let's play Albion Online today. I didn't read any patch notes. I didn't read anything. And I had not played for years. So I didn't know about Mist content. I didn't even know what Mist was. There were so many things I didn't know. So I'll happily admit I have no idea what essence farming is. So I don't know if it's worth it. But you have a good night too as well, Camshaft Devil. And if you're around tomorrow, we'll catch you tomorrow. We'll catch you all in the next episode. Again, thank you all so much. You all have a wonderful rest of your day or good evening or whatever time zone you're watching this at. Have a good one. Catch you all on the next one.